Good evening, teacher Carol Peralta. My name is Cynthia Vanessa Flores Asensio. Hello, Jasmine. Did you know that commercial trends are thus changed as the sector have to implement to be at the forefront of external factors such as board and technology transformations and the growth of market, among others, have driven fast growth in the country productions through international supply chains by reduction transportation and communication costs.
My name is Yasmin Requena Guevara. Yes, business trends are vital because they help to amplify the vision of the strategies and find what is relevant or not for customers. An example is McDonald's. Company thinks it is characterized by having highly specialized supply chains, leader in innovation, which has grown with a high franchise component and its globalization in recent years by applying its strategy of social responsibility and care of the environment.
My name is Daniela Flores Revilla. So McDonald's has explained throughout the world as it will require some internationalizations strategies. Jonathan, how does culture affect the McDonald's company's decision to enter international markets?
Hey, my name is Jonathan Bustamante Guayama. I think culture influences the decision of the company. Therefore, if McDonald's wishes to enter international markets, it will have to carry out a market study and measure the culture sphere to know the different preference of the inhabitants of that country.
Hi, my name is Alexis, but McDonald's can move its US marketing strategy to another country, and this acceptable.
McDonald's couldn't transfer its marketing strategy because each country has a different culture, which is why different preference and the cultural environment of people vary.
Exactly. There has to be different strategies for each country. For example, you know the obstacles that McDonald's faces in India.
McDonald's is largest consumer of beef in the world. Before, after the McDonald's in India had to face was the culture park, since in India they do not consume beef because within course were considered a cross animal on Indian cultures.
Another obstacle for McDonald's is that it obtained a joint lawsuit filed in the United States by 3 vegetarian Indian businessmen who accused the company of fraudulently hiding the existence of beef in French fries, which settled the lawsuit of our court in exchange for $10 million.
Yes, but one of its marketing strategies that McDonald's adopt to the cultural difference in India is that it adapts its offer to the taste and preference of a culture that worships cows. Doesn't eat their meat and has a large vegetarian population and reinventing itself for the Indian palate. In fact, 75% of the menu of McDonald's in India has been in Indian side, releasing an Indian version of the Big Mac, the Maharaja Mac with lamb, the Mac Halal Tiki burger with chicken. All meats were strictly divided into vegetarian and meat eaters to suit the country preference.
Oh, how interesting is that? Exactly, Jonathan. An Indian consumer went to McDonald's because they are children like the American experience. Also, that the food is a constant quality and that the bathrooms were always clean.
Alexis, do you know if Netflix made the same change for consumers that Blockbuster did?
Oh, no, Jasmine. The Netflix did not make the same change as Blockbuster. The Netflix brought its casting strategy, implementing the change, but innovating frequently and focus on fixed objectives, which was to satisfy the needs of the consumer. So through this strategy offer a better innovative service. And what about Vanessa? Do you know how Netflix evolved over time?
Of course, Netflix has managed to position itself as one of the largest companies in the world in the entertainment market, surprising the Blockbuster company because Blockbuster was too confident that DVD and VHS would always remain in the market and it didn't carry out any strategy to be able to advance according to the technological change the current invaders us and that each of the company face today. So trust is a danger. Jonathan, could you make a comparison of the profit models of both companies and how the difference can affect their strategies?
Of course, Vanessa, at the beginning of 1997, Netflix began to enter the market as a new company. It did not obtain profits and project since its implementing strategy wasn't favorable. That is, it didn't have the desired impact. So Blockbuster, then it was the largest company to offer entertainment. And for this reason, Netflix over the years was creating and implementing strategies according to the needs of consumers and adapting to new technological change. It should be noted that Blockbuster did not see Netflix as a competition. Since the service that Netflix offered, according to them, it was not going to work and transcendent in the future. Daniela, do you know more information on the subject?
Yes, Jonathan. Bloxburg trusts since they were well positioned and their income was hit due to the demand they occupied at the time. So they did not worry about innovating with Netflix managed to innovate and face challenge. Due to technological change, they were always willing to rise everything for an innovative platform that had the sole adjective of satisfying and the needs of this consumer and making the most of the market. As you examine each major match in Netflix, Stranger with could have been the checklist of aspirants that could have been used at each stage.
Consumers like to have movie suggestions that they can watch. They want to have access to DVDs to renters without having to leave their homes. They want to have the DVDs in the shortest time possible. They want to have DVDs for unlimited time and without restrictions. Customers don't want to cancel penalties for DVDs returns, delays. They always watch similar movies. For you, what assumption checklist would you have used for video on demand? For me, it is the level of customers' satisfaction with the waiting time.
For me, the movie selection for consumers.
I think the routine time of the DVD.
For me, the time decline is willing to wait for the DVD to arrive.
Alexis, what was Netflix's strategy and where sure its future strategy was directed?
Netflix aims to adapt to technological changes that are constantly happening. It should be known that Netflix is a united company that is currently at the top of the market. It has managed to expand and cover more market segments in several countries around the world. For that reason, I agree that globalization is moving fast and companies must strive to stay on the mind of their consumers.
Are you right, Alexis? For example, the company Zara creates unforgettable experiences for these clients, focusing on selling fashion, entering the minds of consumers, making them spend a lot of time in their stores, adapting the environment with similar music, lights, all that this so that all people live totally satisfied and happy.
Clearly, Zara has made an effort to stay within the fashion market. All brands have a different logo, imagine, image, and characteristics, but they have the same focus. The customers is the most important thing. They show a different design team, being independent and free to create styles and garments that suit its customers and has Inditex sustainable business model.
Yes, one of those examples is Pull and Bear, and that is the main market is young people who are passionate about fashion with striking stores using recyclable material, focusing on a comfortable environment. And this brand is for youth fashion young people between 14 and 30 years old.
Another brand that we can also mention is Bershka, a brand aimed at younger customer, especially firm, advanced with street fashion, music and art. It is at a store only for teenagers.
Strawberries also targets men and women, selling half happy, half disco casual wear for women with the age of 20 and 30.
There are also companies like Massimo Dutti. Their main market is men and women with an elegant and universal style. The clothes have very sophisticated and also very informal looks. It is for upper middle class people with class elegance.
There are three different niche markets such as Oisho, which has clothing such as leisure sportswear, nightwear, and beachwear. Their motto is fashion with quality and good price.
Yeah, we can also find Zara Home and Station of Zara, another audience to which it's present a brand focused on products with the latest designs, quality, and novel items for our home with competitive price.
Something that Sarah represents is that it is anticipating to the tastes and tendencies of its public.
For Sarah Cosmer in the reason for being, therefore they are in constant contact with their buyers, analyzing their wishes and needs for this day segment, the market seeking to differentiate themselves in each group in the early and constant way over time. This is achieved by quickly monitoring trends in fashion, always being able to be in front of consumers.
Zara's main philosophy is to listen to customers, analyzing what products the customers buy more, what they like, and what they don't. The design group collects this information to create market trends.
You're right. Store meets the needs of its consumers. In the shortest time possible, consumers always come back. As the store offers quality, constant designing products, also offering promotions that attract new customers.
Vanessa, what do you think is Zara's communication strategy? How does Zara generate brand recognition?
Where Zara has a very particular communication strategy that differs from other companies. An important process of this strategy is the launch of 8 promotions per year distributed among the 4 seasons, one of the beginning of the season and another at the end of the same.
Another important factor is that they have made to establish an emotional bond with their consumer. The characteristics of each product are immediately identified by their consumer. Advertising has been researched. Instead, stores have been opened in all the main stores and events of the world.
It is also seen that for Zara, the points of sale are very important. The advertising in the store has imagined that inside and outside the store reflect the idea of the brand with models. Zara knows well the market where it operates. For this, chose the best models of the moment to identify the brand with the fashion and glamour of the latest trend. Alexis, can you repeat, please? I can listen.
Also, we can see the employees are important in the process of generating experiences and communication.
Yeah, I agree with you. All points of sale issues reports through their salespeople who are the most important source of innovation. All designers and stores managers constantly travel to international catwalks to learn about the latest trends and transmit them to the design group to the anticipate fashion. The stores are stocked several times a week with the new products, and for that it's also important that you have a logistic model.
And if you have a Zara meets the needs of a customer in the shortest time possible, the creation or design of garments took almost a year before and the manufacturing process to 3 more months, but with the launch of its one store, Zara management to reduce the process to 3 weeks.
Yeah, the Zara Group managed to organize the production and distribution process of the garments, which achieves a rapid response of the supply to varying demand. Also, the implementation of a unique and revolutionary model in retail, robotized logistics in the stores themselves for the delivery of orders using a touch screen operated by the customer.
And that is one of the factors that have contributed the most to advance of the Zara brand, to the distribution of the shelves and the internal location of the product plays an important role highlighting the brand. Large posters are used in distributed trousers from which is produced a particular visual impact for the customers. In terms of product and distribution come together to create impact on the customers.
Zara's success is offering customers exactly what they ask for, doing it in the shortest time possible, at affordable prices and with excellent quality. Zara focuses on 3 points for success: high turnover of products, an unforgettable experience in the store, and adaptation of technology in its space.
Something important about this company is the value proposition of their business. Their importance goes hand in hand and they must define their clients.
The value proposition must at least eliminate a problem. Let's do an example: reduce the cost of money, reduce the time lost in attacks, reduce the effort to personal attacks, correct or improve current tools.
It can be something that already exists and could be improved, ending the daily problems of the client or a person, making the client feel better, either psychologically or emotionally, making things easier, simplifying text, reducing a risk if we use the product service.
That is true. With this, we can conclude that with each example, it will help us or for future professional business plans. See you guys later. Thank you.